Hey, what's going on, YouTube land? It's your boy TJ, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Wrestling Nostalgia, where I get my wrestling content on these videos. And today we're going to be reviewing Crown Jewel in Perth. Yes, this has been a while since I've done one of these reviews because honestly, the product is trash. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Crown Jewel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the Crown Jewel review. So anyways, we start off with the Australian street fight between Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. So we are in Bronson Reed's stomping grounds, you know, his home turf. And he, right out of the gate, is getting beat up on by Roman Reigns. And oddly enough, Roman is getting a lot of love in Bronson Reed's own hometown, and I didn't think it was gonna go that way, but I mean, hey, here we are. So he's getting beat up like a rag doll, and up until probably like 3, maybe 4 minutes of Roman just beating him up and hitting him with kendo sticks and some more stuff. And it looked like, I think he was gonna go for a table or something, but Bronson was like, not today. So as the match is going on, Bronson Reed finally had got like a one-up on Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is like, you know, getting beat up and beat on. A little bit back and forth later throughout the match, all of a sudden, Braun Breaker comes out and he spears Roman Reigns. And as Roman Reigns is getting beat up or whatever, here comes the Usos, and I was like, I think I kind of already know what's gonna happen. So as everything is like going the way that it is, and the Brawns and the Usos are like beating each other up and all the other good stuff, a little bit down the line, as you know, of course, the Usos is getting the advantage on the Brawns. Some miscommunication. Roman Reigns wound up getting speared through the table instead of Roman Reigns spearing Bronson Reed through the table. Bronson Reed winds up taking the advantage, and Braun Breaker winds up getting one of the Usos out of there. I think it was Jey Uso that he got out of there. So then Bronson Reed wound up going to the top rope. Big Tsunami Splash, 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed ends up getting the win over former world champion in Roman Reigns. And then as they're celebrating, and then they, you know, whisk away. And then all of a sudden, the Usos and Roman look like they are not on good terms, and all of them look like they're about to be beefed out. So I kind of already know what's going to happen down the line. I already kind of figured that they were going to go in the direction of Jey Uso being heel, or going in that heel direction, and now looks like the direction is clear as day. Like I said before, I kind of already knew Roman Reigns was not going to win this match, but hey, we're going to see what's going to be next for, you know, the Roman Empire. In our next matchup, it is Stephanie Vaquera versus Tiffany Stratton. In this matchup, it is champion versus champion, and whoever wins is the new Crown Jewel champion. La Primera and Tiffy Time wind up clashing, and they had a pretty back and forth. They had a standard, you know, wrestling encounter. They just counting each other's moves, and they're like filling each other out. And it looked like a little bit ways into the match, La Primera was getting the best of Tiffany Stratton. And this was actually a really good back and forth bout. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, which one is going to be the heel in this? Because they both can't be face. So it looked like more of the aggressor was Stephanie Vaquera. So I was like, oh, okay, so we're going to see what's about to happen, because y'all already know how I feel about Tiffany Stratton and them talking, oh, she's been undefeated all this year. Oh, I was like, okay, I'm tired of hearing that. So we're going to see what's about to happen. So anyways, they had their little back and forth. And I remember they were like, you know, it was a cute little encounter. And I remember Tiffany Stratton a couple of times trying to hit that moonsault. And I remember one time when she tried to hit the moonsault, she wound up missing, or she wound up getting caught up on the ropes. And then Stephanie wound up trying to hit her devil's kiss, and she was like, I ain't about to go for that. But anyways, when she tried to hit her, what was it, senton or something like that, she wound up getting double knees in her back. I was like, ooh. So she finally hits the devil's kiss. And I remember down the line, Tiffany Stratton tried to hit her prettiest moonsault. She misses it. And this is when Stephanie Vaquera wound up hitting her corkscrew moonsault. I'm maybe saying it wrong, but anyways, the way that I jump up out of my seat when she hit that move, baby, I was like, is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Yeah! Bruh, I'm not even playing. I was so elated when I seen Tiffany Stratton finally get pinned by Stephanie Valkyrie. I said, baby, clock that T, because I got tired of the whole Tiffany Stratton, like, look, move her ass along. She wound up losing, and your new crown jewel women's champion is Stephanie Valkyrie. I was so happy. Oh my goodness. Congratulations to Stephanie Valkyrie. I was so sick of Tiffany Stratton just keep winning, because honestly, they did the same thing with Charlotte Flair years ago, back in, 2016, 2015 or something like that, whenever she had first got into WWE, like right when she got to the main roster, and they was all like, oh, 15 months straight of PLE events she won, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm about to sit up there and do this again.
Oh Lord. Again. A fucking again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit.
But that didn't happen, but congratulations again to Stephanie Valkyrie. I was so happy. This shows that they put the rocket to Stephanie Valkyrie's back, and hopefully they continue her upward momentum, and I can't wait to see what they got in store for her. Hopefully, they don't do the same thing they did with Io Sky and just have her in the background and be world champion. So hopefully everything goes up and up for her, and yeah, I'm ready to see what's going to happen for Stephanie Valkyrie. In our next matchup, it is John Cena versus AJ Styles. Man, this match was hard to keep up with, bro. But it was like a cool back and forth match. Arguably match of the night. And these two did not pull any punches. They were going back and forth. And I remember probably too early on, honestly, like John Cena hit the AA. And of course, it's called the FU, but he changed it. But he hit it way too early, probably like, 5 minutes into the match? I was like, goodness gracious, y'all already know that wasn't going to end like that. But as the match was going on, they all were hitting like other opponents, like their former opponents' finishers, trying to hit each other's finishers. Like, it was crazy work. Like, it just kept going on and on and on. And then I remember one thing that stood out is when John Cena had did the Walls of Jericho. So that kind of lets me know that may be his last opponent, or Edge, because Edge is, I think I've read somewhere that like his contract is coming up in AEW. So I'm pretty sure that would be a great last opponent. And then another thing is, like I said, they just was hitting like a bunch of different like finishers. And I remember John Cena hit the Sister Abigail. I think he hit the skull crushing finale. Like, it was just too many moves to name. Like, I think he tried to hit the punk kick at one point. He did the RKO, remember that. And like I said before, it was just too many moves. But anyways, towards the end of the match, John Cena winds up hitting the Tombstone and then hit his AA 1 2 3. John Cena wins his 100th PLE event of his career, and the two warriors embrace, and that's how we end their matchup. And actually, like I said before, the match was actually superb. It was definitely great, and yeah, John Cena wins his 100th match. We're going to see who's going to be his last opponent, which is going to be actually in my hometown in Washington, D.C. And I wonder who's going to be his last opponent at Saturday night's main event. Anyways, we got to see what's going to happen because actually it's John Cena and AJ Styles' like final run, which I keep forgetting because of course is overshadowed by John Cena. But we have to wait and see who's going to be AJ Styles' last match, his last opponent. Got to wait and see. In this next matchup, it is a tag team match. It is Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. So in this matchup, it started off chaotic because the Kabuki Warriors wound up attacking Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, and everything just went into chaos. And the beginning participants was Io Sky and Asuka. They, started off and they're, going back and forth and everything like that, typical stuff. And the Kabuki Warriors wound up getting the unfair advantage. So this leaves Io Sky open for, her getting isolated from her tag team partner. So they are beating her up for the remainder of 5, maybe 10 minutes or whatever. So then all of a sudden, Io Sky wound up tagging in her tag team partner. And of course, Rhea Ripley winds up going crazy and she's clotheslining, drop kicks and all the other good stuff. And, a little bit back and forth later, towards the end of the match, it looked like Rhea Ripley was going to go ahead and go for the Avalanche Riptide, but Kairi Sane wound up tagging in Asuka, and then Asuka and Kairi Sane wound up like going back and forth, and she winds up pushing Asuka and eating a big boot by Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley wound up setting up a Riptide, and she winds up tagging in Io Sky. Io Sky winds up doing the moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley wins in her hometown. And anybody betted up against Rhea Ripley in her own hometown to lose, it was gonna cost you, okay? I already kind of figured that Rhea Ripley was going to win in her hometown. I mean, come on now. You know how Trips feels about Rhea Ripley. Like, I would rather the reverse had happened, but it is what it is. I really don't have any more to say about this, but I'm pretty sure the storyline is going to continue anyway. I felt like it would have continued better with the reverse decision, but hey, I ain't got nothing else to say after that. And finally, we are here, the main event. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes for the Crown Jewel Championship. Champion versus champion. So this match starts off with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, you know, calling elbow tie up and like trying to, you know, test the strength and all of that other stuff. And for the good first half anyway, Cody Rhodes is getting the best of Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is like flustered. And then, you know, noteworthy too, I noticed that Seth Rollins once again has like a Dusty Rhodes classic, well, at least a piece of his ring gear or whatever, and kind of mixed with Shawn Michaels too, like very weird combination. But anyways, Seth is like going off on the outside of the ring and all like, oh, this is your fault, they're calling me a wanker. And I was like, how is it the commentary team fault? Like, how do you figure that? So he's all going on off, and you know, Cody Rhodes winds up coming to save the day and was beating up on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins winds up getting the advantage. Anyways, a little bit back and forth later, I remember like towards the end of the match, I actually thought this was going to be the end because Seth wound up getting hit with a crossroads on the top rope. He actually got hit with crossroads twice at this point. And it was 1, 2, he kicked out. So as they're like going back and forth, earlier in the match, Seth Rollins winds up having a watch, a Rolly or whatever, and he had it introduced in the ring. He was all like thinking like, oh, do I really want to do it or whatever? So he winds up using it after the referee winds up getting knocked down like briefly, because he when Cody wound up running and kicking Seth or whatever, he winds up hitting his head button, the referee in his stomach. So Cody looked like he's about to go ahead and hit the crossroads once again. He winds up getting hit with the Rolly, and then he winds up hitting Cody Rhodes with a curve stomp and then a super curve stomp on the, I think it was the second rope. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins finally is 3-1 with Cody Rhodes. He finally beat Cody Rhodes in a 1-on-1 match, and he is the new Crown Jewel champion. That is the review. Overall, this PLE event was actually pretty decent. Nothing to really write home about, but I did love a few matches, and honestly, with me not really having a dog in this fight, I actually did want Seth Rollins to win because I found Cody Rhodes insufferable. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'm Cody Rhodes out. But I get it. He's marketable. He's the hero for the WWE, the quarterback, and all this other stuff. But hey, it is what it is. But that is the review. It was solid. It was a solid pay-per-view this time. But anyways, comment down below. How did you feel about Crown Jewel? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Worst show on earth? The best? Like, share, and subscribe. Help me grow this channel. Your love and support is definitely greatly appreciated. Welcome. Peace. TJ, I'm out.
You're so pretty.